And Jake, U.S. officials are telling us that spy satellites have detected fresh activity at North Korea's underground nuclear test site, activity at tunnel entrances, the tunnels where underneath there might be a nuclear device for a sixth North Korean nuclear test. What we also know is that this is a real concern because if there is a sixth test in the coming days, the worry is that this means the Chinese diplomatic initiatives, although they're in their early stages, they're simply not working with the regime. Kim Jong-un is not to take out completely North Korea's ability to build and field an intercontinental ballistic missile with a nuclear warhead. But that is problematic. You have to take it all out at once, and you have to
you need to know about North Korea's new launch only brings North Korean leader Kim Jong-un closer to his ultimate goal, an intercontinental ballistic missile with a nuclear warhead capable of striking the mainland U.S. Only a matter of time. We're seeing this frantic pace of testing, which means that Kim's arsenal is growing quickly and becoming more advanced. Conventional weapons on highly populated areas like Seoul or maybe even Tokyo. And soon, those missiles, perhaps with nuclear tips, will be able to go even further and with greater accuracy. Even if North Korea will never match the firepower of the U.S., a lot of people and do a lot of damage if they ever feel cornered. Kim's government views these nuclear weapons as vital to their survival.
Locations around one of the tunnel entrances to an underground test area. The officials said it is not yet clear if the activity indicates a sixth nuclear test is imminent, but noted there is concern that North Korea could set off a test during Wednesday's visit to Washington by top Chinese diplomats and military officials. However, there is no indication whether any military response would actually happen. U.S. officials told CNN that if a sixth nuclear test by North Korea were to occur, it would be clear that the existing pressure by China on North Korea is not working. However, other senior U.S. officials said the administration's policy hinges on pressuring North Korea through China. Trump has often cited China, North Korea's longtime ally, as a key player in U.S. efforts to rein in North Korea's quest to develop long-range nuclear missiles. But the U.S. president took to Twitter on Tuesday to offer a grim assessment of China's role in restraining North Korea. While I greatly appreciate the efforts of President Xi and China to help with North Korea, it has not worked out. At least I know China tried. Multiple U.S. officials told CNN they are checking on what the president meant in his latest tweet about how China's efforts in North Korea have not worked out. One Trump administration official said bluntly they didn't know what the president was referencing when asked what the tweet meant. Another said there was no meeting earlier Tuesday that they believe could have spurred Press Secretary Sean Spicer painted a rosier picture on Tuesday, telling reporters that the U.S. is continuing to work with China to apply pressure on North Korea and said the U.S. has seen positive movement with China. The U.S. will continue to work with them and others to put the appropriate pressure on North Korea to change the behavior of this regime, Spicer said. Asked whether Trump would still consider meeting with Kim Jong-un given the right conditions, Spicer said, "Clearly we're moving further away, not closer, to those conditions being met." The Chinese have moved a bit toward restraining North Korea, but not enough for administration officials' taste, and there is reason to be skeptical as to how much more they will move. But the U.S. officials said it will be at least a year before they can evaluate whether the North Koreans are feeling pressure because of China. In a recent exchange with Senator Lindsey Graham on Capitol Hill, Defense Secretary James Mattis took an unusually specific stand on U.S. military policy. Graham asked, "Is it the policy of the Trump administration to deny North Korea the capability of building an intercontinental ballistic missile that can hit the American homeland with a nuclear weapon on top? Is that the policy?" Mattis answered simply, "Yes." Mattis and Secretary of State Rex Tillerson are hosting their Chinese counterparts on Wednesday for the U.S.-China diplomatic and security dialogue in Washington. At the bilateral talks tomorrow, officials say the U.S. is looking to use trade as a weapon with China to put more pressure.